Tacos, cheeseburgers, and pizza. You all love them. I know I love them. And in today's video, we're going to kind of talk about some food. Now, I did earlier play a few rounds of ranked. I'm a little warmed up. I did win because I'm a demon. Sorry, I moved my phone. I charged my iPad today. We won't have any more interruptions. Let's get this shit going. So, I'm 17 years old, as some of you may know if you've watched my previous video. And I used to work at KFC, as I also mentioned in the previous video. And, working in KFC, they gave me breaks, which means they gave me free food. And I would fucking devour that shit. I would eat a lot of KFC in, say, a month's time. I would eat KFC almost every day I worked, which was, well, not many days recently, but I used to work a lot. I used to work at least 16 hours a week, whatever. So I used to eat a lot of junk food. And I never really realized how bad it was for you. Your parents always tell you, let me do my bands real quick. Your parents always tell you need to eat healthier or you're going to regret it in the future. And I always took that with a grain of salt because honestly, I'm 17, I feel alive. I'm invincible, is what I thought, at least. Until I started waking up in the morning feeling all types of groggy, tired, not wanting to do shit. I still don't want to do anything. I'm just really lazy, but I used to wake up really tired, and then I would feel sick in the morning. And I remember very vividly, a few weeks ago, I tried to eat one waffle, and I threw it all up not even 10 minutes after I ate it. And I came to the conclusion it's because of my eating habits. I'd be eating KFC at for free over there, which I did abuse a lot. I didn't mean to play it, by the way. This is an accelerated video. But I used to eat a lot of junk food. Every paycheck, I'd spend at least $50 a week on food, as in junk food. And honestly, I became addicted. You never really think that can happen to you because, they say it all the time in these news articles and things like that. It's like, is this stuff really addictive? You think of addictive things like drugs. You think of addictive things like alcohol, maybe. Some people, sex is addictive for them. I never really thought of food as something that could be addictive to take over your life like that. But I found myself in a loop of just eating shitty food, with no stop in between. It got to the point where I didn't want to eat dinner because it wasn't junk food. And that's not a good thing at all, as you can probably think. Now, I'm not fat or anything. I'm actually a pretty skinny guy, which is why I thought I could get away with it. I have a very fast metabolism. I thought I was invincible because of that. So I kept eating it, shoveling this junk food in my mouth. Taco Bell. This guy just logged. Jesus Christ, I'm good. Where was I? Burger King, I think. Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell again, Chick-fil-A every day of the week, and that's just not good for you in the way that you don't think about. You wake up in the morning after eating some junk food all day, you're going to feel tired and groggy, which is why recently I've been, in sort of a diet. I wouldn't say a diet per se, but definitely more healthy foods. For example, for breakfast, I always eat yogurt, a few berries, and 2 boiled eggs, usually. Salt and pepper tastes pretty good. I enjoy it. For dinner, I usually have some spinach with vinegar. Jeez Louise. Steamed spinach. Put some vinegar on that bitch. Salt, pepper. It tastes pretty good, And I was blind to that. And I never realized how much food could help until I started eating better. And I feel better. I wake up in the morning feeling maybe not as energized because I don't really get great sleep, which could be a topic for another video, who knows, but yeah, I never realized how important eating food is, or eating good food is, because at the end of the day, that stuff is all scientifically engineered to be as addictive as possible so you can keep coming back and spending your money, giving them your money on food that doesn't even cost them $1 to make, probably. And I found myself in that cycle, just keeping going. I see the advertisements, wow, I want that. And I kept falling for it. And it's really fucked up if you think about it, because they specifically engineer their food in a way to make you keep coming back to it, and it's going to kill you off quicker. If I'm being honest, they don't want you to be in good shape because that means they make more money. It's really fucked up. It's a fucked up world we live in, but that's the truth of it. They want you to eat as much shit as possible so they can get as rich as possible. This guy's AFK. We don't do any mercy in this channel. You're not here. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I should have thought about that before you loaded into rank with a big dog. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of overlooked how important a good diet is. As crazy as that may seem. Especially because I used to go to the gym. So I thought I was kind of invincible. I don't go to the gym anymore, but just, you know, I don't know what I was counter, dog. What the fuck? How did I get a free, like, half health bar? I'm still losing on this game. Okay. And it's really fucked up if you think about it. It's a trap. Everything they do is a trap to get you to spend more money, more money, more money. They just want to get as rich as possible. They don't care about you. It's really fucked up if you think about it. They're paying these engineers, presumably, to make their food as addictive as possible, as much sugar as possible, just so that you keep coming back and spending your money on it, your hard-earned money that you spend, well, selling their food. And it got to a point where I kept getting sick and sick and sick, and I was like, you know, why am I so sick? And I realized it's because of my food, so I started eating better. Now I feel better. And I think that's a lesson learned. It's a very valuable lesson to learn how to eat healthy. Even though, you know, maybe, and a person like me, I'm allergic to fruits and vegetables. I know that sounds kind of crazy. I'm allergic to raw fruits and vegetables, as in if I eat it, I get a how do you get behind my blood? I get a reaction from my mouth. Or, I guess that's not what I should say. I get a reaction in my mouth. And it starts itching, my throat kind of feels weird. So it's always been hard for me to eat fruits, like healthier diet. Because, you know, I would get allergic reactions. But I've realized if you really care, you can find a way around it. I started caring, and I figured out that microwaving these fruits and vegetables for 45-ish seconds, it might not be as yummy as just eating it straight up, but for me, it's edible because it kind of breaks down the proteins that cause the allergic reaction for me. And I mean, I feel a lot better. I'm proud of myself for sticking to said diet. Even though I did just have Wendy's today, you can still eat that food, just everything in moderation. And I think that in itself is a very, very important, that was his last talk, is a very important lesson. Moderation. Another thing that might be a little overlooked. Everything is fine besides things that aren't in moderation, such as drinking is fine in moderation, smoking is fine in moderation. Drugs, well, that's where it gets a little dicey. You know, some drugs obviously are not good for you at all. Things like, you know, weed, I guess you could even say like perks. I don't know really how that stuff works or what it does to you, but that stuff is fine. It's not good for you, but it's fine in moderation because you're giving your body time to repair, to recover, to heal. And in between that, the time that you smoke, drink, and whatever, you know, you're eating health. You're presumably eating healthy, and moderation is key, man. If you don't moderate things in your life and let them grab hold of you by your neck and trap you, it's a very dangerous thing to, you know, not realize, I guess. It's a very dangerous thing to overlook. There you go. That's a better word, to overlook, because the second that the second you become dependent on these things to function, such as, you know, I wanted to eat bullshit every day, you know, McDonald's, and I almost couldn't even function without it because I just wanted it so bad. And I always found myself driving back to McDonald's after a paycheck, just spending that shit on McDonald's. $30 here and there. I didn't know you could activate that without hitting me. You know, $30 here and there. You think, you know, it's just this one time $30, and then it's not this one time because you're addicted. You go straight back to it, like a toxic ex-wife or something. You keep going back into it. You fall back into the circle of unhealthiness. And that is very dangerous in itself. Addiction. Now, I've never been really addicted to something to the point where it's ruining my life. Besides fast food, of course, 'cause that's what I'm talking about. I've never had to go to, like, I don't know, therapy for something. Like a addiction. Because, fortunately, I keep forgetting about that move. I was raised, around parents that are like, oh, you need to take care of yourself, things like that. And I'm one of the very lucky people that was raised by a family that realized, because my dad goes to the gym every day. My family are very healthy people. I'm surrounded by very healthy eating habits. Yet still, I kept going back, and it just shows to show you how strong that grasp they have on you is once they have you in that cycle. That's a very important thing to just be mindful of. So basically, moral of the story is maybe not everything, but a lot of things, as long as you just do them in moderation, they're fine. You can be healthy. Does that go through block? You can be a healthy person eating fast food. Just you can, but you shouldn't be eating it every day. Because then again, that's how you get back into the cycle. That's how they get you. They want you to fall victim. They want you to eat their bad food. I already said that. And they don't care about you. As fucked up as it sounds. The government isn't here to protect us. It's here to get as powerful as it can. Maybe that's a little political, but I don't care. It's true. They just want to be as powerful as they can. They don't care about you. That's evident in the way they handle a lot of things. I can't really think of any examples, but it's just how it is. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in. That's what we're surrounded by every day. And you just need to be careful, is what I'm telling you. Basically, just be careful. Enjoy yourself. At the same time, you're not here for a long time. So make the most of it. Make the most of what you have. You'll never have another life. You'll never have any more teeth. Brush your teeth, man. You'll never have any more hair. Take care of your hair. You'll never have any skin. Take care of your skin. And I think that's really important. Why does that go through block? Is that character just that dog shit? They had to give him a go through block extender. I'm gonna lose. I redirect this kick. Awesome. Why does that last for so long? But yeah, just be careful. You're allowed to enjoy yourself. We're humans. We want to enjoy ourselves. We like that dopamine, man. But don't let it become a problem because I didn't have time to say I don't care because I really don't give a fuck. But was I saying, just don't let it grab a hold of you and throw you around because you're gonna regret it like I did. I'm glad I learned my lesson. Albeit I had to learn it the hard way. And, I'm able to eat here and there some fast food for lunch, something quick, because I eat healthy in the morning and the evening for breakfast and dinner, which are probably the two most important meals of the day. You can skip lunch if you'd like, but you shouldn't be skipping breakfast, especially not breakfast. I remember one time I skipped breakfast after a night of things, and I was going to school, and man, I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was falling asleep standing up, waiting for the bus, falling asleep outside, waiting for school to open, and that's when it starts to become a problem, because when you're not able to control your body, your own body that you live in, that your brain lives in, you only get one body. As advanced as medical technology gets, as advanced as this stuff gets, you'll only ever get one body. There's a limit to this medical stuff, and it's very important that you take care of yourself. Go to the gym, exercise, socialize. Socializing is very overlooked because humans are very social creatures, and we need people to be around to guide us, to learn from them, and also to learn what not to do from them. You see a drug addict on the street, you're like, man, I'm not going to be like that guy. Because why would you? He's a drug addict on the street. Yeah, he has drugs, and that's what he likes, but look where he is. You know what I'm saying? I think that's very... very important. What the fuck? How did I not grab that? Why does it keep playing like this? He has like few combo starters. I don't know why he's playing like that. I figured out why. He didn't have a combo. Oh shit. I thought I could catch him with that. But yeah, just take care of yourself is the moral of this video. Live a nice, long, happy life. That's the goal, man. You want to be successful. How the fuck did that hit me? I'm gonna show that. Let's show a little screenshot of that because he was so far from me. But yeah, just be careful, man. Whatever, bro. Another thing that is dangerous that you might not really pay any mind to is porn. Maybe that's a little sensitive topic, as in for YouTube. I don't care, You want to go home and enjoy yourself, so you open up the hub, and you get to Jorkin. It's fine. Again, everything in moderation is fine. Then, once it starts getting to a point where you can't sleep without doing that, that's where it becomes a problem. Like most things. Once you are unable to live without said thing, fast food, tricking off, drugs, alcohol, big ones, that's where it gets dangerous, because especially porn addiction, because not from experience, but it definitely messes with your brain. It messes with your ability to perform in that setting, because your brain's trained to only really respond to those types of things. Those types of things being, can I get out of this? I don't think I'm dead. Ah, idiot. But yeah, your brain gets trained to do things that aren't good for you. And that's just kind of how the brain is. It's just what it's designed to do, is adapt to things, I guess. Do things that it thinks are good, that, trigger the reward system in your brain, the dopamine. That's what it's designed to do. It wants more of it. Bro. You're not catching these at once, bro. This is so AIDS. This game fucking sucks. Whoever plays it, if you play this fucking game, you're terrible. You're terrible. You're a terrorist. And you're a loser. Unless you like and subscribe to this video. Holy shit. Look at that fucking plug. But yeah, guys, I hope everybody, if you're watching this, whatever time you're watching this, I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, night. I hope you had a good sleep. I hope you sleep well, if that's the case. And I know No Man's Sky is here. I promise I've never even touched the game. I opened it for a second and I got off it. I will be playing that in a video soon. I don't know when. But yeah, guys, I love you all. Please, please, please keep liking and subscribing and commenting. It helps boost the video more than you could imagine. I only have 5-ish views on my last video, which is fine. I didn't expect it to get 1 million views or anything, but I would have wanted to get maybe 20 or 30. But it happens, guys. Things happen. You just have to learn how to roll with the punches. Alright, guys. This is Daz signing out. Hope everybody has a good rest of your day, evening, night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.